Let me ask you something. Are you a locksmith who struggles to get enough phone calls and enough jobs every day? Have you tried online advertising such as Google Adwords only to find it was too expensive or didn't deliver the results you needed? And are you sick and tired of seeing scammers taking all the top spots on Google? If you answered yes, then this short presentation is going to be very important for you and your business. Before I share my secret with you, I just want you to imagine something. I want you to imagine how your life would be different if you could generate 3 to 6 additional jobs per day, every day. I want you to visualize what you would do with that extra income. 3 to 6 jobs every day. Would you invest in new equipment? Would you hire some help? Or would you stick that money in the bank and take a little time off? Okay, now I want you to imagine something else. I want you to imagine kicking sand in the faces of those scammers who've been sucking up all the business in your area because now you're getting the phone calls and the jobs. Because I'm about to share my lead generation strategy with you. But first, I just want you to know, I understand. I understand exactly why you haven't been getting enough calls and enough jobs. Because marketing is hard and expensive, and most locksmiths just don't have the blueprint for generating enough calls that can turn into 3 to 6 new jobs a day, every day. And if you're like most locksmiths, you probably don't have the time or the patience to learn marketing. Does that sound about right so far? And it also doesn't help that the scammers in your area have big budgets and an intimate knowledge of internet advertising. I understand because I work with locksmiths, and I know what they used to go through. And I understand how hard it is to compete with big budget scammers because I'm constantly advertising against them. So believe me when I say I know it's not your fault. I know that it's not your fault why you aren't getting as many jobs as you'd like. My name is David Edwards, and I help locksmiths all over the country use Google AdWords to get more phone calls and more jobs for less money, even in markets full of scammers, and even if you have a smaller budget. I have a system that I use. It uses Google AdWords specifically for locksmiths. It generates phone calls and leads that turns into jobs. It targets the services that you want to focus on. It's affordable and cost effective, and it's guaranteed profitable. And I have some case studies. Case study number 1, XG Lock and Key. Brand new business, lots of money and equipment, was getting very little phone calls. Was recommended to me by another locksmith. I set up his AdWords campaign, and within his first 3 days, he had a $1,500 day. His first month, he's getting 2 to 6 jobs per day. Next is Irmo Lock Company. They were an established business. He was advertising himself on AdWords, but with expensive results. He was getting very little phone calls. He wanted to focus on car keys, and he found me through my Locksmith Facebook group. We set up his AdWords campaign, and his 3rd month in, he's receiving over 170 leads for under $8 per lead in a 30-day period. He's dominating his area. Case study number 3 is Danny's Lock and Key. He moved to a new area, and he was using AdWords Express, and it suddenly stopped working. He then had a Google rep set up his campaign, and he still wasn't getting any results. He also found me through the Facebook group that I run for locksmiths, teaching them AdWords. His specific challenges, he is in a lower volume area, and it's also a very large service area. So we were able to set up his campaign in a way where we were concentrating on his area that was closest to him, even though the farthest away areas have more volume, so he's able to get some leads from the bigger areas, but then he's also able to get more jobs in his area because he can charge more money for local clients. He was losing jobs to other locksmiths because they were far away and he had to charge a little bit more, and the people would call around and they would get the jobs for less money from local locksmiths. So that was how we got him kind of dialed in. And his 2nd month in, he's received over 40 leads for less than $5 a lead, and he's on a $15 a day budget. So if you're thinking that this is going to be really expensive and you're not going to be able to afford it, you can kind of put that thought right out of your head. So here's how it works. I have a proven ad formula that I've developed from working with locksmiths. I have a high converting landing page that we drive all the traffic to. I have the perfect AdWords structure. Now I haven't not seen any other agencies really using this structure, and I've developed it over the years, and it's really designed to give you the lowest cost per click possible. Google likes very organized AdWords accounts, and this is super organized, and it gets low cost per clicks. The fourth thing is I'm constantly adjusting accounts and fine-tuning and optimizing and making things work better and better, and this lowers the cost per lead, it lowers the cost per click. The lead volume goes up, you get more phone calls, and you spend less money, and that comes from just constant adjustments and constant optimizing. And the last thing is I have a huge keyword list that I've developed just from discovering new keywords from working with locksmiths. So I have a huge keyword list regardless if you want to focus on car keys or safes or commercial jobs or key locks, lock replacement. I mean, I have a huge list of keywords for any kind of service that my clients want to focus on. So if you're not getting enough phone calls and you're not getting enough jobs, then your problem is solved. Because once you implement this system, the phone call problem is solved. You'll get more calls from high quality leads that want to become customers. You may get some tire kickers and price shoppers here and there, but you'll get enough good quality calls that it won't matter. And once you get this dialed in, you may even have to pause it once in a while because you're getting too many jobs. Wouldn't that be awesome? If you were getting too many jobs that you had to pause your advertising, that happens. It happens a lot. So these are some testimonials that I've been fortunate to collect just from doing a good job for these locksmiths. David's been super helpful on more fronts than just AdWords. Business is slammed all day and I'm making money. I know several locksmiths he works with and they all recommended him. It's been a great experience. I super appreciate it all and is well worth the money. That's Kenny from Keyworks. David Edwards is my AdWords manager, and let me tell you, I've been through a lot of these PPC gurus. After working together and fine-tuning my AdWords, David has brought down my monthly spending and my calls have increased. That's from Jose from Chicago Car Keys. I honestly appreciate you so much. I'll definitely be letting anyone know to get a hold of you for ads. I went from 0 calls to a $1,500 day today so far. You've exceeded my expectations. Please keep it up, man. That was Xavier from our first case study. I was designing and implementing my own online advertising with poor results and high costs. I wanted to find someone to monitor and grow my online presence while being as efficient as possible with cost. I have used people in the past that promise the world but deliver a globe. The number one thing that is indicative of results is the phone ringing. Now it does. That was Guy Caskey from our second case study. And just wanted to give David Edwards a big, huge thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You, sir, are a miracle worker. Anyone who is having issues with Google AdWords, this guy is definitely the one who to ask. He literally saved our asses. Excuse the language, but it's how I feel. Without him, we would have sank. Jeremy of Quality Key Locksmith. And they were actually going to go out of business before the AdWords account that I set up for them turned business around. And now they're getting a ton of calls every month. This stuff works. So you have 3 options, right? You can take all this info and you can try to do it alone. It's going to take years of trial and error and research, and you're probably going to spend a lot of money trying to figure it all out. Number 2, you can hire a generalist. This is typically an advertising agency that takes on every type of client, like the big companies like Yodel, or just some guy like me, but who takes every client that comes his way. Or you can work with a specialist like me, someone who's built a proven system specifically for locksmiths, who knows exactly what works and what doesn't work. Those are your 3 options. And I am the specialist. I can help you because I want to help you take your locksmith business to the next level. I want to help you get more calls and more jobs with a system that's reliable and dependable. I'm not a big agency. I don't have employees. I'm a one-man operation. I can't take on too many clients, but recently I've gotten more efficient in my processes, and now I feel that I can comfortably take on 5 new locksmiths, and they're going to have exclusive rights to this area, so to their area. So that's why I put this presentation together, because I have room for 5 new locksmiths that can come and work with me, and I can help them grow their business and get more phone calls and more jobs with my system. So if you're interested, I want you to schedule a call. And all you have to do is just click the button below this video, or click the link below this video, and it'll take you to my calendar where you can block off a time to talk with me. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. There's not going to be any pressure involved. Basically, we're just going to try and determine if this is the right program for you. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to ask me some questions. And if it's not right, then if you don't think it's right, then that's fine. Again, there's no pressure. And if you think it's great and you want to get started, then I can walk you through that process as well. So it's that's how it works. So just schedule a call. And but do me a favor, please don't take up a time if you aren't serious about growing your business. All right, if you're not serious, then please don't take up time. I'd love to talk to you, but I just don't have time to talk with everyone. And I need to focus on people who are very serious. So if this sounds great, then what I'd like you to do is click that button below, schedule a time, and let's talk. Thanks, and I look forward to speaking with you.